get yourself started, if you would like to tap into our Wi-Fi anytime that you're here, our network is EduRoam, and then you should have a FAM, which is your first 4 letters of your your surname, and you have some letters as well. And then you should be able to set up your own Flinders password. So you need that to log into EduRoam. And if you would like some more information, you can tap on that link there from the slides. That should work anywhere while you're around campus. One of the things that you do need to organise, if you haven't already, is a student ID card that will allow you access to the library for borrowing and things like that. But also, it's good to have your student ID card because you need one while you're on campus. If you go to the Students Flinders link there and go into Compass, you'll be able to request your ID card from the link. So make sure you do that one if you haven't already. We have got Compass, which is our new student website, and that's got a lot of information for you on how to enrol in your classes if you haven't yet. So you can click on that link to go into Compass. And if you do need help, we have a help system called Ask Flinders. So you can go into the system and request some help if you need it, or you can call Flinders Connect there as well to help with your enrolment and registration. We can also probably help you with that today if you haven't managed to enrol in your classes. A good thing to do for you is to have a look at your study plan. And I'm not sure if this will come up for the people online, but if you go to the Flinders website, you can search for your study plan. We have a whole section here on study plans. The one that you want is the mid-year entry. And it depends what topics you think you might like to take as well. So there's a general one, and this is how you will start your year. So the topics that you should be enrolled in are inclusive and adaptive practices in sport and physical education. That one is with Sam Elliott. You should be in Introduction to Coaching Pedagogy and Practices, which is with Shane Pill. So that's another one of our teaching staff. And Foundations in Health Education is with another Shane, which should be doing as well. And then you can, if you like, you can choose majors, but you don't have to. This one is the business major. So if you're thinking that you'd like to follow some specialised studies in a particular area, then we've stepped them out for you here. We have 4 majors. There's outdoor education, business, active communities, and applied sports science. And for each of those 4, there'll be a template in the study plan link that you can go in and see which topics are the best topics to take for that particular major. But if you don't know what you want to do and you don't think you want to choose a major at this stage, it's absolutely okay. You don't have to choose a major. You could do a little bit of business, you could do a little bit of outdoor ed, you could do a little bit of applied sports science. You don't have to specify if you don't want to. But you should, these yellow ones are your core topics, so make sure you're enrolled in those, and then we can work out your elective topics or your option topics based on what your interests are. The reason I say make sure you're enrolled into the yellow topics is that because these red ones are what we call prerequisites, and so if you haven't done these ones in semester 2 this year, you will have trouble enrolling into your topics for next year. So it's a good idea to download this study plan and get your sequencing right so that you don't run into trouble later on down the track. So that's there for you. The applied, you have to start again. The applied sports science one is one of our popular ones, so I can show you that one too. Applied sports science mid-year. So if you were wanting to do that, then the option topic that you would take would be the nutrition, physical activity and health topic. And then you can just follow that as you go. And as you'll see down here, there is a spot here in 3rd year where you can choose a topic that is from another area if you would like to. That's your elective spot. So if you've got questions, you can feel free to stop me at any time and we can help you. But if you've got specific questions about your enrolment, we can look at that at the end of the presentation. So I put the links in here for you if you would like them to the handbook, which takes you to the page, which is the Bachelor of Sport, Health and Physical Activity general page. It tells you about the degree, tells you what you're likely to study. And then if you would like that link to the study plans, you can click on this link here as well. And it will take you to that area. And then you just have to search for sport, health and physical activity. I was going to show you where you can find your this PowerPoint if you'd like those links. If you go into Flow, you should have a option here of Bachelor of Sport, Health and Physical Activity 2023. This is a site that we've set up that's got lots of information for you on the degree, the teaching staff, some study plans. If you want them, you can go from this link here as well. We also send out job advertisements through this website. And then the recording is here for you. That was actually first semester, but the recording will be there. And the slides are here on that Flow page if you want to download them later. So that's in Flow. There is also Canvas, which is a little bit confusing, but I will show you that as well. But that's all there for you, and it will stay there throughout your degree. So as I said, you can choose a major if you know what you want to do already, or you can just do a little bit of everything. That's absolutely fine. So the links are there if you'd like to have a look at what's involved in each of those areas. So the first thing for you to do after you've got your student card is make sure that you are enrolled in your classes. Make sure that you are aware whether there's a practical, a workshop, a lecture. It should tell you on the student system, and you need to be enrolled in all of them to complete your enrolment. So you should be able to do all that through the student system, but if you have any issues, please let us know. Have you done your enrolment already? Oh, you're so organised. That's good. In this degree, we have some options which are in person. So you'll come to campus and you'll do your classes on campus. We have some topics which may have an online option as well, which some students like if they're planning their studies and they don't want to come to campus for every topic. That's only some topics, so not every topic has an online version. Some topics will have online activities that you need to do before you go to class, and it will tell you on the topic page if there are any of those readings or discussion points that you need to do prior to going to class. You'll have seminars or tutorials, and you'll also have practicals or workshops. So same type of class, but two different names. Most of your lectures should be recorded. So if you miss the lecture, you should be able to go into the topic site and watch it later on. Each of your topics will have a statement of assessment methods, and that's our legal document for what your assessments are. It will tell you what type they are, and it will refer you to Canvas or Flow for further information. But if you're not sure what you have to do to kind of meet the requirements of the topic assessment-wise, you can go to the statement of assessment methods for each topic. We have a grading system where if we have high distinction, credit, pass, and a fail, and some topics will have a non-graded pass. So you won't necessarily get a grade for every topic. You might get a non-graded pass. If you get to the end of your studies, and I know it's probably difficult to think about right now because you're just starting your degree, but there are some options for you to continue your studies if you would like to. And you might, halfway through, you might think, oh, I really enjoy this topic and I'd like to explore it in a little bit more detail. You might want to think about doing an extra year and doing an honours year, and that will give you an opportunity to really focus your study into a particular area. We have a graduate certificate in sport coaching as well, which you can enrol into once you've completed your degree. If you're really interested in going down that coaching path, it's a good one to give you a little bit more qualifications in the industry. You might also be really interested in the health side of things. We have a new graduate certificate in mental health and wellbeing, which is starting this semester actually. So that will be available to you once you finish your degree as well, if you want to get some additional qualifications. And then some students, whether they come into the degree knowing they want to go into teaching or halfway through they decide they would like to go into PE teaching, there is an option for you to do a Masters of Teaching. The only thing with that is that you need to just be mindful of what you're choosing as your options, because you need to have a certain amount of topics to be able to teach, particularly secondary. You need to have the right topics to be able to do that degree. And then if you really love honours, if you decide to do that and you love that, you might decide to go into a PhD afterwards as well. But they're all things that any of the teaching staff can help you with at any point during your degree if you think there's something that you would like to do after you finish your undergrad. One of the things that you do need this year, hopefully you've got this one organised, but you do need a unique student identifier. If you don't have one, it can affect your enrolment. So this link here is really important for you to be able to either check if you've got one or apply if you haven't got one already. So that will be available on the website for you later. As I said, we have 2 learning management systems at the moment. So there's Flow, which is our Flinders Learning Online. That one is one that will be used for some topics. Probably most of your topics will have transitioned onto Canvas, which is very similar. So this is our Canvas site. Flow comes up very similar. You get your topics and then you can just click into them. This one's a third-year one, so you'll be able to have this one in a couple of years, but you should be able to just follow this one through on Canvas. Flow's very similar layout. If you're not sure if your topic is Flow or Canvas, you'll have access to both, so you'll be able to check. If it's not in Canvas, the chances are it's still in Flow. You can access both Flow and Canvas from your Okta dashboard, which you can go to this link here to get to your Okta dashboard, and then that will take you to either Flow or Canvas. Your Okta dashboard should look something like this, but you probably have a few less apps than what I've got there. But yeah, so Flow and Canvas, you can access from there. We have different options for you to get around campus. If you want to park on campus, it is paid parking, so you will need a parking permit. Not today, you don't need parking because this week it's free, but from next week you will need a parking permit. You can set that up through applying online. We have, if you need to get from this campus, which we call Bedford Park, down to our Sturt campus, which is where a number of your topics will be, particularly in the gym. Down at Sturt campus, we have a loop bus, which will help to get you around campus if you haven't got time to walk. It is quite an easy walk down there as well. But you can download the the Bus Minder app, and that will tell you in real time where the bus is and where you can get on it and off it. So that is an option. There's a loop bus that goes from here to Sturt. It goes over to our Tonsley campus as well. There's another one that goes to our train. So if you're wanting to come in or come out from the city or go into the city, we have a train station here as well, and you can get from this campus to the train via the loop bus if you would like. So there's some options, but yeah, just be mindful of the parking one. Particularly in the first few weeks of semester, it pays to get here early because the car parks are all full. But there's the closest one here is car park 2. We also have one across the road as well, which has got lots of spaces where the solar panels are. So there are plenty of car parks around. We have lots of different options for students with different abilities. And if you think that you might have a issue that might affect your study, you can book in for a number of tours. One of those is a one-on-one tour using our accessible routes, which will help you get around campus, and you can book these online. We also have lots of different help for students with accessibility needs. So all of that can be provided to you. We've got something that you might not know. We have a number of scholarships available for students, and they have various requirements for being eligible for them. But if you'd like to see if you are eligible for a scholarship to help with your studies, you can go to this link and it will tell you what's available and how to apply. It's not usually a very long process to apply for those scholarships. We are very mindful of safety for our students and staff on campus, and if you are experiencing difficulty in any way that is affecting your safety, then you can absolutely let somebody know, and there are various ways to do that through our Safety on Campus at Flinders. You can also use the email address or the phone number there. And if you would like to make a report, you can. It's completely confidential, so that can then help you with what the next steps are. We have many different services on campus for students as well, and most of these are free for students. We have a doctor and nurses on campus. We have counsellors on campus if you need them. We also have disability advisors. So coming back to if you have different abilities and you might have something that affects your study and you might require some more time, for example, to submit assignments, you might require extra time in exams, then what we would suggest is that you make an appointment with our advisors, and they can help you with what we call an access plan, which is a document that you can share with your topic coordinators, which steps out the help that we can provide to you. So if it is you need extra time in exams, instead of having to request every time the extra time for exams or extra time for assignments, you've got, and getting documentation and going through all of that, you have a piece of paper that says these are the things that is recommended for you, and your topic coordinators can then action your requests for extensions when they come through. So you can contact our health counselling and disability service through these numbers here, and we also have an after hours crisis support line if you need it, either via phone call or SMS as well. We have Oasis on campus as well, which is a space for student wellbeing, and there's lots of different services that you can access through there as well. These are just some that are listed here. So there's a chaplain, there's mindful yoga, you can go for a walk in the forest if you like. And there's lots of different things that you can access through Oasis. And there's a QR code that you can find out more about that if you would like to. As I said, we are very mindful of safety for students, and one of the things that we recognise is that students are diverse and they have different needs. If you need them, we have a prayer room, we've got conversation rooms here as well. We have equal opportunity advisors if you need them. There's a Pride network, and there is a good vibes experiment, which is all about your well-being as well. So lots of different things that you can access support-wise for different needs that you might have during your study. Some of your topics will have textbooks. Textbooks should also be available in the library, but if you want to purchase them, You can find your textbooks on the student website. Your on the Flow site or the Canvas site, it should also tell you what your topic books are as well, if you choose to purchase them. Lots of the textbooks will have an online version as well. So if you don't want the physical copy, you can opt for the online version. If it is the online version that you're after, check the library first, because the library has a lot of the online versions which are accessible to you as students. So how do you make the most of your orientation? You're here, that's great. There's lots of things happening this week for you, and there is a website dedicated to O Week for you to be involved if you like. You can do campus tours. There's heaps of things happening down in the hub. We've got our EPSWA orientation today up here, but there is plenty of things happening all week down in the hub. If you're not sure about finding your way, we've got lots of online options for you as well. So if you search for finding your way at Flinders, it will help you with all of the orientation type things that you might need. There's lots of videos on there if you would like to find out more information as well. Many of the Flow sites and the Canvas sites will also have some study orientation things for you as well, like study skills, habits, quizzes and things like that, which will help you identify what you might need support-wise at the university. We've got plenty of clubs as well. If you know, being a sport degree, if you aren't already involved in a sport club, but you might want to be involved in a sport club, we've got heaps on campus. There are things like Flinders One, so you've got access to a gym here. There's FUSA, where you can join lots of different clubs that aren't necessarily sport related, but community related, academic related, and so on. There's heaps for you to be involved in while you're here on campus. We also have a program if you're looking to connect with other students. So Unify is our student connection program. And if you're wanting to then develop some connections with other people, then that's available for you as well. We, as staff members, are here to help you, and we will do our very best to help you in any way that we can. I've put Kate's email address there only because she's your course coordinator, so she's probably the first person to go to. But I'm happy to give you mine as well. If you want to jot that down, you can. You can always ask me, and then you can always put in an Ask Flinders request for help as well, and then the university will send that to the right people who need to action your request. So you'll probably hear it a lot, and probably you get sick of hearing it, but no question is silly. So if you're struggling, please do ask, because the chances are we've been asked that before and we know how to help you. You don't have to post it on a discussion board. You can come and see us. Kate and I are both located on level 5. So if you go up to level 5 of this building and you are looking towards the ocean, we're the last corridor on the right. My office is on the left of the corridor, Kate's is on the right. You can't miss mine, there's purple stars on the door, and Kate is like at the very end of the corridor. So we're easily accessible if you need us. Kate's she's quite often down at Stir campus as well. So if you need her while you're down there, she should be available down there as well. There's lots of orientation videos if you want them. You can access them through the orientation video library. There are lots of our services and what you can access while you're on campus. We have a Connect week, which is next week. So the first week of semester, and there's lots of different things happening during Connect week as well. There's quiz nights, movie nights, there's heaps of things going on like live music down in the hub. And if you want to find out more about what's happening next week, then you can find the details on the Flinders website. So final few tips for you. There is a student newsletter which provides heaps of information for you. So watch out for that one that comes to your student email address. Lots of different things that are happening around campus and opportunities for you will come to your inbox through ping. You can connect with new people through Unify if that's something that you're interested in doing. And we have lots of different social media that you can follow as well to get extra updates on what's happening at Flinders. Please do seek help from us or from student support if you need it. Questions? Everything's clear? Good, I'm glad. The first thing that I would do probably is download that study plan just so that you know what you're doing. We can help you with your study plans along the way. And then, yeah, just you should have access to your topic flow sites or Canvas sites from today as well. So you can start looking at those and working out if you need textbooks, where your topics are, etc. I should have introduced our lovely staff here as well, but did I cover everything? Does anyone have anything else they want to add? Okay, good.
But I am already thinking of doing a master's of education.
Excellent.
And would like to be but don't know the current classes that I'm studying or will be able to do the requirements.
Yep.
But obviously that's something.
You can, yep. Generally speaking, you need, particularly if it's secondary that you want to do, you need 2 teaching areas. So your best options in this degree are the health and PE is covered with all your core topics, and then business or outdoor ed major is your best bet for the second side. Yep. I'm just going to stop recording because people online won't be able to hear the questions, but I'm happy to hang around and answer any questions that you have. Otherwise, thank you for coming. You won't see me next semester, but you will see me, because I don't teach those topics, but you will see me next year in 2 topics actually. You probably get sick of me. So, but yes, do feel free to drop in and see us if you need anything across the semester. Even if we're not teaching, we're still happy to help you.
I just have one other question.
Yeah.
Next Monday, first class on the timetable next workshop.
Yes.
Is that going to be physical stuff?
Yes. Yep.